Watch this video.
Do not be comfortable with a peripheral Christianity that does not put pressure on you to press into God beyond the normal and the usual. Don't be satisfied with a Christianity that does not lay a demand on your private life. Don't be satisfied with a Christianity that only celebrates public ministry. There is a way your understanding of the ways and the workings of God will begin to condition the way you live in secret. It will condition the way you eat, condition the way you sleep, condition the way you even interact with your siblings, your family members. When that conditioning is called spiritual toning, when that spiritual toning begins to happen in the secret, when you step out, your eyesight will begin to see the territories from the realm of God. That is when you will not only understand the times, you will identify all the immorality. But when you begin to see from that plane, then you will now know what Israel ought to do. So when somebody comes and begins to say, let us cry for the land, you don't need to be motivated. You don't need anybody to draw you like, I better pass my neighbor. All your spark plugs are dead. Dead. You might even have fuel in the generator. If the spark plug is bad, you can't get it to. You will use all your manual energy. As great as a generator is, if it has a key start and the battery is flat, you cannot get it to start. It might be filled with fuel. And you see, this is why the Bible uses symbolisms. Because those three symbols that the Bible always speaks about have to go hand in hand. Grain, new wine, and oil. They go hand in hand. If you are going to understand the way that God works, and you will now become a mighty instrument of redemption, then you must understand the metaphors of oil, of new wine, and of grain. Grain speaks of bread, that's what you eat. Bro, you will never understand the ways and the workings of God if you do not become deliberate about your diet, your spiritual diet. If heaven is broadcasting, the reason you cannot receive the broadcast of heaven, why is it that it was only Issachar that knew what Israel ought to do? Because that was the tribe that had paid the price for alignment. It's alignment that makes discernment possible. Alignment. If you align, discernment is not something that comes upon you suddenly so that you can perform. Discernment is the way a Christian lives consistently. Consistently. So as you're coming out of your house, you don't drop discernment at home. You go to work with discernment. You enter keke with discernment. There are many problems that the church is in now in this nation, that one knowing of what Israel ought to do would have saved us many years of suffering. One knowing. If you are going to be aligned to the broadcast of heaven, so that you now become a portal for redemption, a portal for restoration, you must eat grain, the grain of the Spirit. You must eat grain. And what grain does is that once you begin to eat grain, remember that for grain to be edible, grain must first go to the threshing floor. So even as you begin to feed on the word, one of the things that the word of God will begin to do is that the word of God will begin to show you the way God thinks. The word of God will begin to give you the possibilities about how God works.